Here's an interesting puzzle. We need to find the value of x, where x factorial equals x cubed minus x. Mixing factorials with polynomials is unusual, so let's see what we can do. The right side of this equation has some structure we can work with. Let's factor it. Starting with the original equation, notice that on the right side both terms have a factor of x. So we can pull out an x from this expression. That gives us x factorial equals x times the quantity x squared minus 1. Now x squared minus 1 is a difference of squares, so we can factor it one more time. So the fully factored form is x factorial equals x times x minus 1 times x plus 1. This structure is actually quite revealing. Now, let's think about the left side. We need to connect the factorial to this polynomial structure we just found. By definition, x factorial means we multiply x times x minus 1 times x minus 2, all the way down to 1. Everything from x minus 2 down to 1 is just x minus 2 factorial. So we can write x factorial as x times x minus 1 times x minus 2 factorial. This is going to be the key. Now we can plug this expanded factorial back into our factored equation. This gives us the equation we need to work with. But before we start canceling things, we need to be careful about the domain. Here's an important point. The factorial function is only defined for non-negative integers, so n has to be 0 or positive. So for x minus 2 factorial to make sense, x minus 2 needs to be non-negative. That means x has to be at least 2. This constraint is important. Now, since x is at least 2, the term x times x minus 1 can't be 0, so we can divide both sides by it. And we're left with something much simpler. X minus 2 factorial equals x plus 1. Since we're dealing with factorials, we can just test integer values of x, starting from 2. Let's try x equals 2. The left side becomes 0 factorial. That's 1. The right side is 3. So 1 doesn't equal 3. Not a solution. How about x equals 3? That gives us 1 factorial, which is 1. The right side is 4. Still no match. What about x equals 4? We get 2 factorial? That's 2. Right side is 5. Nope. Let's try x equals 5. That's 3 factorial. 3 times? 2 times 1 is 6. And the right side is also 6. There we go. But could there be other solutions for larger values? The growth rates of these two functions are very different, and a graph makes this clear. Let's plot both functions. Y equals x minus 2 factorial and y equals x plus 1. The blue line is y equals x plus 1, growing at a steady rate. The green dots show the factorial values at different integers. They meet at x equals 5. But for any x greater than 5, the factorial grows way faster than the linear function. They'll never meet again. We assumed x was at least 2. To be complete, let's check the cases we excluded. X equals 0 and x equals 1. Let's go back to the original equation and test these. For x equals 0. 0 factorial is 1, the right side is 0. 1 doesn't equal 0, so x equals 0 doesn't work. What about x equals 1? 1 factorial is 1, right side is 1 minus 1. Same story. 1 doesn't equal 0. So after checking all the cases, there's only one integer that works. The answer is x equals 5. And there you have it, a nice mix of algebra and discrete math. If you found this interesting, consider liking and subscribing.